I just want to ask, since we have 15 attributes, is that too many to use the BWS?
All right, let's. We might even end up doing a one-on-one BWS right now. I'll give you an idea about what BWS can look like. All right, as we go through it. I'm going to do it. It's PM, right? Right. So that we don't screw people. Yeah. All right. I'll find where that is, and that'll that's going to make life a lot easier. Right. All right. So needs-based segmentation. I'll share the screen for you, and we can all have a bit of fun with this. Here it comes. All right. This is what I was talking to, but not sharing with. So I'll share. Back a lifetime ago, I was looking. I did an MBA, marketing question, and we wanted to look at this. Two different types of strawberry jam. You know, when people buy strawberry jam, and forget about the performance and the multi-attribute decision-making rule. Just talking about needs-based segmentation, the idea that strawberry jam, you know, we can have on one side, we can have Cottee's strawberry jam, which is just a general supermarket type strawberry jam, and Beerenberg strawberry jam, which is grown on a farm and all of that sort of thing, okay? So we think about the customers for strawberry jam, and we think about, and I know you are already thinking about this, but the attributes of strawberry jam. If we're making strawberry jam, we can make it low sugar and low calorie. We can make it family sizes available. We can make it labelled as proud South Australian. We can make it sustainably sourced, deeply discounted, vegan friendly, all of that sort of thing. And what we can do is, if we can get a measure from everybody, from every respondent, of how important that is, we can do this clustering of people who think certain things are important. So double click, and we might have a patriotic South Australian group of customers who say, yep, 10 out of 10 labelled as South Australian, 8 out of 10 labelled as sustainably sourced, 10 out of 10 labelled as locally produced, but the things that don't matter are 1 out of 10 for low sugar, 1 out of 10 for family sizes, 1 out of 10 value for money, all right? Another group of customers might be social conscious, and it might be they still don't care about family sizes, but they do care about sustainably sourced. They care about vegan friendly because they don't want animals to be cut up or whatever it is. So they're social conscious. They want ethical production, but they don't care about heritage branding. And then so the driver of this, and the other types of customers might be price conscious, who care about family sizes, they care about deeply discounted, they care about locally produced, but they don't care really about low sugar, they don't care about sustainability. So to get this map of customer needs-based segments, we've got to get a measure of how important these things are. Now, it could be as easy as just, you know, if we wanted to find out, we might say to people, how important is low sugar, low calorie? Oh, that's a 1 out of 10. How important is family sizes? Oh, that's an 8 out of 10. But you know what happens when you ask people to give a score out of 10? Almost always people just say, yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. That's a 10. Oh, that's a 9. That's a 10. That's an 8. That's a 10. And it's just crap because you don't get people stretching out their scores. So the other way might be to say, oh, please tell me your ranking. Tell me in what order is low sugar and then family sizes, and drag and drop these. But when you get to like 12 or 12 attributes here. When you get to those 12 attributes, people dragging and dropping, they don't know what the hell's going on. So that the next thing we get that we can do is this thing called best worst scaling. And you imagine what we can do is if we get people on this first round, okay? On this first round, we get people to say how important is low sugar and low calorie. And you might say, all right, this is low sugar and low calorie is not important. That's my least important. And my most important is that it's deeply discounted. And then the next time you say, all right, okay, so and then you give them a new screen, and then you come along and you look at it next time around, and you say, all right, well, how important is family sizes? And you say that is the most important thing. And how important is, and what is my least important? My least important is quality. And then so we go through that. And then the next time around, we go, all right, so, and I'll only do one more, okay? But the next time, the next screen that we ask them, we look at it and we say, yep, I reckon family sizes available is the most important to me. And the least important is heritage branding. And you can sort of see that by doing this, and in this design of best worst scaling, there are 10 repeats, okay, where we put these attributes against each other, and it's repeated 10 times. And it looks like it's clumsy, but there's some magic in there. The genius in best worst scaling is in working out what these choice sets are, you know, which one gets showed against the other one. So the genius in best worst scaling is simply the experimental design. And between you and me, somebody about 15 years ago came up with all that really clever stuff. They probably got a PhD in mathematics for it, and ran software that did all the linear algebra that determined how often these things needed to be shown against each other. I don't even know. I think Professor Jordan Louviere does know the people who built these designs, but all that matters to us is that we've got these designs. And so, right. And so you can sort of see what's very easy then is you count up the number of times out of this choice set, you count up the number of times that family sizes was given the most, and then you subtract from it the number of times that family sizes was given the least. And that ends up becoming your score for family sizes. And then that'll end up giving you a finish of scores that look like this. Some look like this was one that was built for a healthy eater. So let's forget that. I'm going to make that disappear, because you imagine if everybody was doing this, and if you were a deal prone buyer, then you'd probably look and when you count the most, this is best minus worst. For a deal prone person, you might get that's a 2, and that family sizes is maybe an 8, and then labeled as vegan friendly is maybe a -5, and then labeled as heritage branding is maybe a -3. Often deeply discounted is maybe a 10. Vegan friendly is maybe a 0. And locally produced is maybe a 5, and quality is maybe a -4, and heritage branding is maybe a 5, and communicate, whatever that is, communicates prestige is maybe a 2, and then labeled as ethical production is maybe a -8, and value for money is maybe a +9. Okay, so this this is simply one person, deal-prone customer, and this might be the numbers that come out for a deal-prone customer. And then to go like this is my magic where I do this. It says, okay, well, look, deeply discounted and value for money and family sizes, and my scores indicate that I'm a deal-prone customer. So that's a real bottled version of what best worst scaling is. And so the big question is, how, Cullen, do you get these? How do you get these to show against each other? And what that ends up being, oh, that's something else. That was something where I was teaching. Don't need that. What I do need is, can't find the experimental design. All right, all right, so what there is in a folder that I've got, and I'll show it to you, I'll let you see where I'm hiding it right now. In a folder that I've got, which is here, and we can always, at any time, we can all work together to find this thing. This BIBD stands for Balanced Incomplete Block Design, but that is 12 attributes. Yeah, 12 attributes, and we come down here and we go BIB, and it's somewhere down here, partially balanced incomplete block design or something like that. 12 attributes, and maybe that's it. And the design looks like, no, see, this is showing attribute 1 against attribute 7, and attribute 2, and attribute 8, and attribute 5, and attribute 11. And that's where, when you take your spreadsheet here, 1, 2, 3, 4, all right. And so this always set of designs are text files that show that, and I've got to tell you, it's a real, what's the word, as I look through here, maybe it's, no, it's not them. It really is somebody else's genius that's found partially balanced incomplete block designs. And actually Steve Goodman knows how to read this better than me, but this is, the first one is the number of attributes. I think the next number there is the number of choice sets it gets. And I think it looks like that then. That one, that's an experimental design that would work. That would give you a best worst if you were to do that. You could put that 1, 5, 9. So do a best worst design that does this. I'll just put a new one in. BW version 2. Got a dog barking, and I can't have a dog barking. I just got to fix that. Hopefully I can paste. No, that's not going to work. Somebody did this with me the other day. Maybe this works. No. You see what I'm trying to do? And somebody, one of my really good students, showed me how to do a data management like this. Something, I think. Text columns, what if, sort. Amy, does anybody know what I'm doing here? How to get that 157? Put them into cells.
I think I did that before, but I forgot. Like, haven't been doing it for years.
No, I don't know either. It's I know what it is. It's you've got to sort of. It's somehow we're doing something in data that takes out the space delimiting.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier than I student was in the class with me when they did it, and it looked bloody fantastic. I just wish I knew what it was. No, can't do it. Anyway, you can sort of see that if we had a design that went 1, 5, 9, 9, 2, 6, 9, 10. is the first choice set. And then the second choice set is 1, 5, 9, 3, 7, 11, 3, 7, 11, 1, 5, 9, 3, yeah, 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 10. All right. So at some point, we'll talk about this a little more. It just drives me crazy, that thing. It's a lot easier than it seems to import the data and put it in. I just don't know how to do that. But if we get a design that looks like that, then you can quite easily do a find and replace of that. When we do that, we can just simply do a find and replace in there, find and replace one with, this is helpful, insert, find and replace, maybe. Find and select, find, replace, that's the one, find, replace one with low sugar calorie, put that in there, replace all. Next minute, oh, that was ugly, but you can sort of see that that's exactly what we want to do. So we want to turn all the ones into low sugar calorie. We want to turn all the two into family sizes available. And what we do then is we take that into Qualtrics and say on a Qualtrics screen, what is your most preferred attribute and what is your least preferred attribute? And so you find just quickly, you do know, everybody, that this is going to turn up in somebody else's recording, right? So you will get the class seeing your face looking in here while I'm talking about best worst, all right? Hopefully I wasn't doing that to you, Fan, when I was on the recording. I think I was, wasn't I? Never mind. Never mind. We all understand we're all friends here, right?
Yeah.
Back to this. So here's Yifan's version of how we might do partially balanced incomplete block design with 15 attributes. And I think that says it shows 5 times. It only has 5 choice sets. Let's see what the magic has to say. Yeah, look. But you can sort of see how crap that is. Just deep down, you just sort of can guess how crappy that really is. Because you got 1, 6, 11. You can see that you're getting people to choose the most and the least. And it's not going to give you a really powerful design. With 150 responses, which is all you've got, it's not going to give you a really powerful design because the opportunity to choose a lot of, there's only a maximum of 5 mosts and a maximum of 5 leasts. It means your scale's only going to go between +5 and -5. And so I'd look at that. Unless you got 1,000 respondents, that's maybe not good.
So Colin, will that repeating process drive people crazy?
It does drive people crazy.
Just going to
it drives people
drop out.
Yep. As easy as that. They always do. They are always complaining about this is repetitive. I hate this. You guys don't know anything about how to build a survey. And I don't know how you I do know how you deal with it. You have to over and over tell people it looks like it's repetitive, but I promise there are differences between all of these. And the downside is that you get dropouts. You get people saying, I'm not doing this, I'm leaving. And if that happens, then you instantly kick them out of your data because you're only allowed to have 150 responses. So if they drop out halfway through your survey, they just dump them. Okay, so you don't need to dump them. You can what's the word? You can download. You can download the CSV file and then delete the people who haven't completed. Yeah. So you can end up having a CSV file of incomplete responses, and that's okay. But what we don't want, actually, I've put it on your licenses anyway. that you won't be collecting any more responses after 150. It will just top out, and your survey will shut down. So the way we're currently doing it at the uni is that maximum responses per account is 150, and so your job is to, when you go through and you're repeat and people are getting annoyed from repeating too much, then you go in every night and you just delete the ones that have dropped out, and that I know is a bit counterproductive, but we're working in the system that we've got. So now you've got an idea of what best worst is, right?
Yeah, it is.
So Colin, you'll be sharing with us the data set.
The designs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll work with you. I'll consult with you. I'm not going to give you a zip file of designs, okay? It's a bit commercial in confidence. I don't even know who it's commercial in confidence to, but it's not the sort of stuff that I just want to be emailing around the place. I think I've got quite some friends in academia who would be saying, you're crazy, you can't just give those files away. But I promise you, we can use it as a resource for us to build designs for you, okay? So no problems at all. And there is a place for best worst scaling. So I think I'll probably build that design into a survey, and I'll get us to do it as a class, and I'll get our other classes to do that best worst design that I've got there, and then that'll teach us what best worst scaling is. All right. So
okay.
Apparently that's what I'm doing next week, this Thursday in class as well. Okay.
Okay.
As well as ethics, as well as methodology. Now, let me remember, this is, I'm glad I told you, right? This is the public consumption. This is what all of our class will get about best worst. So I'm going to stop the recording now, because we've got far more important things to talk about than what we can give to the public, right? So,
Sure.